because now I know that Gabriel is the one that's talking. The continuation, even though there's a gap in time, it's a continuation of a conversation.
Yes, yes. So a lot of these things are continuations. And so, and well, every vision really is sort of a continuation because, it adds something. It's like reading a book, right? As you go down in the book, as you're learning something, or even if you're not reading a book, let's say we're talking about math or English, think of any subject, right?
Right.
So in kindergarten, you learn how to count because you need the base. You need that first day. First, you have to know how to count
Right.
for you to learn math.
Right.
That's the basic thing. You know what a number, these are numbers, and we have to learn how to count numbers. Then you're going to learn how basic addition, 1 + 1. And then, which will be able to, and you start adding to these concepts, adding to the concepts. Subtraction is related to addition in a way. And, so addition and multiplication, they're the things. Multiplication is addition, just multiplied or quickly or more, larger numbers.
Right.
And then you start thinking about all these, they say, then you're going to add exponents now. So it's even, making multiplication, and numbers that you can't really number, because you're using these great exponents, to the 10th power and the 20th power, all those kinds of things. So it's like, same thing with this, same thing with Daniel, God is not giving anything new. He's adding to what was established, in the second year of Nebuchadnezzar, or third year. It could be second or third year, depending on how you want to count things, where the whole thing of Nebuchadnezzar is trying to establish the kingdom, when his father was still alive. But
right, where he had that dream of the
exactly with a dream. So you call chapter 2 of Daniel, which is the dream of the image, right? And so you want to call that it's like your skeleton, right? And then all the other stuff is you adding the muscles and the sinew and the bone, you see what I'm saying? So it's like that, building on a body, if you want to use that. You have the bones, and then you're going to add, the tendons and the muscles, and then you're going to add the skin, and then you're going to animate, this being, and that's really what he's doing. And so he's not telling something new. He's adding to the story to give you a fuller picture of what has already been established. Because as you see, it goes all the way to the end of time. That statue goes all the way to the end of time, and every single vision does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same time period that it covers. It's just giving you a little bit more information about something. So as you get in closer and closer, there is a text that you need to write down. If you guys have not done that, is John 14:26. So John 14:26 is a text that Jesus is saying. This is Jesus speaking. He is saying, I have told you before it comes, that when it does come to pass, you may believe. And as your introduction to the show is perfect, because it ties right into this statement, and that is directly tied into prophecy. So he says, I'm telling you all these things. I'm giving you prophecy, not just so you have a history lesson, but the whole idea is to do it is like, when you see that history is coming to pass the way I said, that you're going to believe, and you're going to believe in me. Why? Because I don't want you to perish. I want you to live.
Right.
I want you to escape oppression and escape captivity. Daniel starts with captivity, and that's like symbolic to all of us state. It's not just about the people of Judah.
Right.
It's about all of us, because we're all in captivity. You can think of this thing. You think about yourself. Be real. Like what it is, what kinds of things are holding you back. That's a captive. Things that hold you back to do certain things. that's your slave master. It's tying you up, it's binding you.
Right.
All of these obstacles, that's a part of that. And we know that the ultimate captor is sin, right? And
Right.
so that's what it is. So it's really symbolic. This captivity is symbolic and points us to the human condition, what started in Genesis chapter 3. We put us in this state, unfortunately, disconnected, where we can't be with God anymore. He said, you got to get out. I'm sorry. You can't, no man now can see my face and live anymore. You're sinful now. You can't see my face and live. Ergo, why all of these people had the same reaction whenever Jesus appears is because we can not live in his presence. That's why we faint. That's why and it's only by his grace and mercy and love why we are not dead, or why they didn't die when he came to them, because that was not his point. His point was not to punish. His point was to reassure, but he still wants to show us who he is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Saying like, this is me, but I love you. I don't want you to. So, notice the words. Every time this happened, what's the first thing that is said? Don't be afraid.
Right.
Don't be afraid. And all these things, all of these encounters, don't be afraid. That's what he says. I know what my presence can do, but I don't want you to fear me or be afraid of me. I'm here because I love you. What is Gabriel's statement? He says, greatly beloved. You are greatly beloved in heaven. I mean, and that's to say that it's not just Daniel, man. If you have this relationship that Daniel has, and it's showing you the kind of relationship that just becoming more apparent all through, as you have studied, the first 8 chapters, and you see the character of Daniel being revealed more and more, that he is a man of prayer. You see that, in chapter 2, shows that he's praying, they're trying to kill me, God, please reveal this to me. It's showing that. He's showing that he's a man of prayer, and in Daniel 6, he's praying. He prays 3 times a day. It's like, I don't care. You can throw me in the lion's den. He's still showing that I don't care. Well, you can threaten me and I'm going to still pray. This is what I do. And then 9, that long prayer of showing that, please forgive us, please, please. And again, 10 is showing he's a man of prayer, and they're showing 9 alludes to the fact that he may have had a little bit of fasting in there a little bit, but 10 blatantly says, chapter 10 blatantly says that he was fasting. He was fasting for 3 weeks.
Right.
Okay, in addition to the prayer. So he's actually intensifying in his prayers. Right. The first one is Daniel 2. He's like, he prayed at night. He had a prayer night session with his boys. Then he went to sleep. God gave him the vision. In chapter 6, he's not just one night now. Now he's continually praying. I'm praying 3 times a day, man. Right. Not just this one off. 3 times a day. And now 9, he's like, I am not just praying 3 times a day, but my prayer, my third prayer, which is the evening oblation, is I am like in deep sorrow. I'm in deep agony. I'm in pain. I'm confused. I'm in turmoil, and I'm sharing with God my feelings. So it's an encouragement to us that there is nothing we can't talk to God about. Nothing. If you look at the book of Psalms, I would encourage you guys to, if you know nothing about prayer and you don't know what it is and you want to be like Daniel, check out the Psalms. That's a good thing, because that is really prayers. It's really prayers. And if you see all the subject matter of Psalms, there was nothing that was off the table in terms of what is said. I'm pissed at you, God. I don't understand what you're doing, God. Same thing. I know I'm babbling, guys, but I'm going crazy, but it's just an encouragement. I'm just excited. I'm excited. I did say that Daniel is one of my top 3, right? So, there's Genesis, Daniel, and Revelation. Those are my top 3 books of the Bible. I love all of them, but those are my top 3. And And it's just I'm passionate because we have to talk to God, man. We got to talk to him.
Right.
Look what happens when you talk to him. He's going to answer you. He's going to tell you. He says, will I do anything without telling my servants, the prophets? He says, I don't do anything without telling you. I'm not hiding anything from you.
Right.
It's just amazing stuff. And, that's what I'm saying. So it's more like he's just intensifying and as he intensifies in prayer, more is revealed about this statue in using different terms so you can understand the concept. Just like math, just like English, you learn your ABCs and now you know how to spell. Now you know how to write a sentence, and now you a novel of a series.
Right.
You're off, you see what I'm saying? So it's that's what it is. That's what God is doing. He's teaching us. He says, I don't want you to be a baby just knowing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to do calculus.
Right. I do not want to stop you, but I'm looking at the time in terms of what we have to do. We might have to
do a part 1 and 2 or something.
Right. I'm going to pause. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to do a part 2 with Sister Eden's of the time restraint on the video, not because she doesn't have the time. So we're going to leave you like this. Now, the God of peace that brought again from the dead our Lord Jesus Christ, that great shepherd of sheep, through the blood of the everlasting covenant, make you perfect in every good work to do his will, working in you that which is pleasing in his sight, through Jesus Christ, to whom be glory forever and ever. Amen. Thank you for us, and look up for
my pleasure.
part 2. Okay?
Absolutely. I'll see you guys then.